Hello everyone, I'm Kathy Powers, Superintendent with the Twinsburg City School District. Welcome to Twinsburg Schools Today. Well, we're far past the holiday break and past January now, and today we're taping our February show. And I have two wonderful guests. Our first is Mark Bindus, who is our food service supervisor and district dietitian.
Yep, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You know, Mark, you're not a stranger to Twinsburg Schools Today. And the reason I like to feature you is because our food service program is something to be very proud of.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. And I know the last time we talked about some of the new nutrition standards that came into play under President Obama's term in office, and there have been guidelines that have been discussed since that point in time. And I know that you're always making sure that our kids have the most nutritious meals.
Absolutely. And I think the new administration made some changes to soften the future set goals for us. There's sodium restrictions that are out there that we have to meet within so many years. They've kind of just pushed those back a little bit. So we've always been progressive, and even way prior to the Obama administration had made positive nutrition changes as far as adding whole grains, dark green vegetables, emphasizing all of those things. So when the first changes came to us, it really wasn't any adjustment for us. We were there, and we'll continue to evolve and continue to work to improve our products all the time.
Great. Now I know that there have been some additional features added to our cafeteria, our serving lines over the last, say, 6 to 8 months. Can you share some of those with our viewers?
Absolutely. A couple that we're really excited about. Last year we added homemade smoothies to all of our schools, and that was such a huge hit last year that we really wanted to add to that and do something else very nutritious and appealing to the kids and to the parents. So we brought in our You Choose, We Serve salad bar. So as a registered dietitian, I can tell you honestly that most salad bars are probably not the most sanitary thing in the world. Lots of hands digging into them, lots of dropped utensils and whatnot. So this salad bar, though, is all behind glass. So the students pick what they want, and my folks serve it right onto the tray. So really a healthy way to do healthy items with giving the kids lots of choices, along with keeping it food safe, which we like. So the You Choose, We Serve salad bar has been a huge hit this year. It's been
in
one
all
of
5 schools?
We do that, well, at the upper schools from Dodge, Chamberlain, and high school, we do a lot of pre-made salads. And of course there's a lot more hands-on, so we try to keep that kind of behind glass. But that was new at Bissell and Wilcox this year, and it's been great.
Great hit. Yeah. And just this past week or so, you introduced a new initiative at Twinsburg High School. Oh
yeah, we've been making changes at the high school and at the middle schools, but the high school we debuted our ramen noodle bar, which was a healthy, fun kind of way to do soup with ramen noodles. And unlike the pre-dried ramen noodles that you get in the store, these are authentic frozen Japanese ramen, so healthier and homemade. So very nice product, very quality product.
Yeah, when you say ramen noodles, it reminds me of college
days.
Yes.
And my children that are in high school love ramen, so I thought, why not? It's something that they like and they can identify with. It's a way to do it, but be a little healthier as well.
Well, I think the thing about our food service staff, you at the lead of that, is that we're always looking for the next exciting, nutritious something for the students.
Oh, we are. It's a constant, for us it's a constant process. We had, in January we made a change to temporarily move away from romaine because of the E. coli scare.
Right.
So we started we brought in iceberg lettuce for a temporary amount of time until it was cleared by the CDC. So we're always looking out for our kids and their best interest, health and nutrition. So we're always looking for the next great thing. We introduced new salads at the high school back in December, new wraps earlier in the fall. We're going to do a loaded macaroni and cheese bar coming up in January.
Oh, that sounds great.
So lots of different things, and trying to keep things fresh for the students is always a challenge and always something that we shoot for.
Do you even find the regular menus that you continue to evolve on those too?
Oh, absolutely. We're always changing. And we just approach it like we know that our customers change. We know that they want new things. The things that we do all the time, some things get old and tired and you need to change them and bring in new things.
Sure.
And those kind of things keep things exciting and keep things interesting for the students.
Right. In addition to serving great lunches, I know we have our great breakfast program that continues to grow on us.
Yeah, our breakfast program has been a huge hit this year. I will say that we did add donuts this year to a couple
Donuts?
days. Yes, donuts. They are, however, whole grain donuts, so it is a healthier twist. And and one of the things that we look at is we look at the big picture. So we're not just looking at a particular entree or a particular breakfast entree. It's everything that accompanies it. So fresh fruit, milk, orange juice. So we're looking at the nutrition as a whole. So if and when we do breakfast, we're looking to fill a need for kids that need breakfast, that don't have time at school or don't have the money to get it. And we're trying to do it and fill that need. And sometimes something like donuts, which may not be viewed necessarily always in a positive light, we can do it as a whole grain and make it a little bit healthier and really draw the students in. And it's been a real positive to this year.
Well, I know from hearing from our building principals that the students really enjoy the breakfast that they get.
Oh, yes, and absolutely. And I know you and I discussed how even on delay days, kids come in and they still want breakfast, even though they're coming in 2 hours late.
Right.
So there's a need for it, and there's a desire for it as well.
Right.
So it's been big.
That's awesome, and I appreciate you taking
Sure.
the lead on that. So I know that our parents will send their young ones out the door with money for lunch, or they upload a certain amount of money into our systems. Sometimes it's been difficult for parents, though, to track. And I know you've been making some changes on the inside to make things easier for our parents.
Yes, myself and the technology department have been very busy this winter break. We upgraded our point-of-sale software, and in doing so, we were enabled us to give our parents the ability to, when they pay online, that they can now view transactions. So prior to January, parents would see a balance and a rolling balance, and a lot of times it was a day behind ours, and it's just there's a lag sometimes because our system communicates with theirs and then communicates back to the parents, sends out low balance notices, and sometimes they're sending out those balances from the day before. So it's not always the clear picture of what happened today. So by having the transaction reports out there for parents to view, they can now match it up with what the kids actually have in their accounts. So it's a very big plus for our parents. So we're excited about that.
That's great. And then the other piece that you've been working on is helping parents understand the nutritional value of what their children are enjoying at school.
Yes, and that was our other big change that came about over Christmas break. We started our program, Meal Viewer. It's digital menus, and that was two parts. One, there's a American Disabilities Act compliance piece that everything on the web has to be compliant. That means anybody that has a visual or hearing disability has to be able to see and hear what you have on there. So this piece with the new digital menus through Meal Viewer gives us makes us compliant with that. But more importantly, it really gives nutrition information at the parents' fingertips. So if parents want to go, they can go to the lunch menu page and they'll see a little header for Meal Viewer. And there's actually a training video on there for parents.
Nice.
So you can download the app for your iPhone or your Android phone, so they can pull up menus right on their phone. But they also can click to the menus right there. So there's a link for high school, Chamberlain and Dodge, and Bissell and Wilcox. So that'll take them to the page for the menus. On that page, you can click over from breakfast to lunch to see what the week's menus look like. When you hover over an item, it'll show you the nutrition information. So we have the main things that are served on that day on each day's menu, but you can also go to the left side of the video screen and see our daily items. So all the items that we serve are buildable.
Wow.
So that's going to be a great thing for our parents and a great tool. There's also a little feature on there that is unique to Meal Viewer. They have, it's on the left-hand bar of the web page that'll say, let's add it up. So if they click on that, it'll go to today's menu. They can select breakfast or lunch, and they can select the items that their child took, and it'll show them the nutrition information, calories, fat, carbohydrates, you name it. So
Great.
that's also a great feature for our nurses in the school, working with some of our diabetic students, especially the ones that have insulin. They need to know how much carbohydrates that they ate at each particular meal. So this particular program will also give them the ability to say, okay, like today at the high school we had walking tacos. So if a student only ate half of the walking tacos, they can select half of the walking taco, and that would only show them the caloric amount for half of a serving. So, and that's really unique to meal viewers. So it's a really nice program. It gives us a lot of flexibility, and it gives a lot of information to the parents. So we're kind of doing it in stages. So we're just in the beginning stages right now. So all the nutrition information's out there. We are working towards, in the month of January and February, and adding all the allergen information.
Oh, great idea.
So at some point in February, we will have the ability to, there's a list of allergens on the left-hand side as well that you can highlight, and it'll put a red line through the items on the menu that have those allergens in them. So for parents dealing with allergies, it'll give them a real nice tool to work through those menus.
Well, what I'm thinking in my brain as you're saying this, Mark, is that, that's a great opportunity for a mom or dad to sit their child down and have a good conversation at home about, I see that you're eating this and this is a good thing, or maybe we need to cut back on this and maybe a little bit more of that.
Right.
Really opens the conversation with our parents and their children.
Right. It gives our parents a lot of power at their fingertips,
Absolutely.
which is a good thing.
So would a parent be able to access this via the district website on your page?
Yes. So they can access it through my page, and they can also download the app on for Android or iPhone and just link it to Twinsburg. They can search Twinsburg in the bar, and it'll bring up our three menus. And I say three menus because we use the same menu for Dodge and Chamberlain, the same for Bissell and Wilcox, and the high school's unique menu.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
well, and today's parents are so tech savvy, so this will be just one more thing in their toolkit to help them help their children.
and help them to make a good decision. So
Right.
if they know, especially for the younger ones, they can kind of guide their students' choices a little bit, which would be a good
Absolutely.
thing.
That's great.
So then they can also follow that up on the our online payment process and view the transactions. So if they say, hey, we planned on our child eating this, this, and this day, they can follow that up to see if they actually ate that.
Right.
So that's a great tool.
Right. Well, you're always thinking about how we can connect our families with the students while they're at at our schools. I think that's great, and I know that you are very committed to nutrition and health. And one of the other hats that you wear, beside being the person in charge of our cafeterias, is overseeing our wellness committee in the district. And I know that coming in April, we have our annual event. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, our Tiger Spirit Run, which is April 21st at 10 a.m. at Tiger Stadium. We're always excited about it. I think we've been doing it close to a decade now.
Wow.
So registration forms will be available on the Twinsburg Wellness lunch page. So they can click on there and get the registration forms. They're not up there yet, but sometime in February they'll be up in there and posted. But it's always a great day. Sometimes it's cold.
Sometimes it snows.
Sometimes it snows. But we've had some beautiful days as well. And to be honest with you, it's just a great, fun day for families to come out. It's a 2-mile run, walk, or a 1-mile walk.
Right.
And we have some little activities going on, fitness activities for the fitness testing for the students. We've had the last couple of years we've themed it as our Tiger Spirit Run, and we encourage the kids to dress up in their Tiger Spirit wear or as a tiger with makeup and everything.
Right.
And then we award prizes for those as well. So it's a lot of fun.
It's a great family event.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sponsoring that, as
Yeah,
always.
you're welcome. So in the wellness team, we have a meeting scheduled in January that we will be reviewing our current wellness policy. So we have a committee of teachers and administrators and parent and a student as well will sit on that committee, and we'll go through our policy to make sure that we're doing the things that we're supposed to be doing.
Wow, you have a lot going on, and I truly appreciate all your efforts in making sure that our Tigers are healthy, eat nutritious meals, and also have opportunities to grow in the wellness part too.
Sure. And the other part that we do with wellness is I partner with our PE teachers, and we apply for grants. So we've received Fuel Up to Play 60 grants in the past, and we applied for one this year, and we received $3,400 in grants this year, which will be money for equipment for our PE teachers at Dodge and Chamberlain, as well as equipment for our cafeterias.
Fantastic.
So it's always exciting.
So forward thinking in all that you do.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for being my guest today
Sure.
on Twinsburg Schools Today.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. When we return, our guest will be Miss Joanne Schaus, who is our District Council PTA President. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Twinsburg Schools Today. We have a wonderful guest here in our second part of our show, and it's our PTA Council President, Mrs. Joanna Schaus. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. I'm delighted that you're here because typically I talk with school folks, be it staff or students. This is the first opportunity for us to have one of our parents, our very involved parents, on our show.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So District Council PTA, that is a mouthful for one, but is hugely important in the life of our school district. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about what the District Council is all about?
Okay, well, District Council, there are 4 of us board members, and we actually are our own separate unit as well as all of the other building units. We kind of oversee each of the building units and just guide them if they need help recruiting board members, they need extra volunteers for help, help with taxes, just kind of provide guidance for them. We also raise money specifically at council for senior scholarships.
Right.
And senior yard signs. So those are our 2 major things that we fundraise for. And we do that through the fall spirit wear sale, through RDP, and through the December sale. And that usually provides us with all of the money that we need for the things that we pay out. And then after that, then we give the money back to the other school PTAs because we really don't do a lot at council in terms of with a large budget, I would say.
So you're an oversight arm,
Yes.
but actually then you're raising funds that you share back with the other 5 schools.
Correct.
In addition to those senior signs. I know come the end of May, I love to see those pop up in the yards of our seniors.
Definitely, yes, absolutely. So we're happy that we're able to provide that, to the high school. We think that's a great thing to see around the community.
Oh, it's just so much fun. And then as far as the senior scholarships go, it's just not 1 or 2. Traditionally, PTA Council gives out multiples.
I think we gave out $4,000 in scholarships, and then the brick by brick scholarships was another $2,000 last year.
That's fantastic.
It is great. It's nice to give back, kids, parents have been supporting their kids all the way through, all of the schools, to have something come back to them when they graduate. And the scholarship is based on volunteering. So,
Perfect.
Which is wonderful.
Right. And in order to qualify, your parent has to be a member of one of the unit PTAs.
Correct. Yes.
That's great. Well, there's so many volunteer opportunities for our parents.
Definitely.
Well,
Definitely.
and I know that our district initially had a PTO when we shifted probably now 6 years ago, and now we have PTA units that are affiliated with Ohio PTA.
Correct. We are, the benefit of being a part of National PTA is that we have the support of a national organization. They helped us get all of our individual 501c3s. They provide assistance for us, Ohio PTA specifically, in filing our taxes. And, we really have a lot more accountability as a PTA. And we really, and we do need help and support from, Ohio PTA and also our District 13 that, that we are with as well.
It's a great opportunity to learn what other school districts are doing with their PTAs, other opportunities for volunteering for our parents.
Absolutely.
And great opportunities for the kids ultimately.
Absolutely.
So speaking of great opportunities for parents and kids, I know that in March you're sponsoring a hugely exciting new opportunity. You want to tell our viewers a little bit about it?
Yes, I would love to. Our Magic Gives Back fundraising event is March 18th, which is a Sunday afternoon from 3 to 5 at Twinsburg High School. We have been working on this, I think, since August, so we are very excited to have it. It is really going to be a Las Vegas-style event with world-renowned magician Rick Smith Jr. He is from Cleveland, which is great, so he's local. He holds the world record for card throwing, can throw a card from a deck of cards, I think 70 some miles an hour.
Goodness.
So we had kickoff assemblies at a couple of the schools where he threw the card from one end of the gym all the way to the other over everybody's head. It was crazy. And slices celery with a card. But anyways, but the show itself is all about giving back. So if we sell out the high school auditorium, which we're really hoping we do, we should make $10,000 to $12,000, and all of that money will be split between all of the PTAs, and so therefore getting, going back to the kids. So it's going to be an amazing show. It's a Las Vegas style show, high energy. Members from the Scream team from the Cavs are there. Rick Smith has been on Shark Tank. He has been on America's Got Talent and the Ellen DeGeneres Show, and Dude Perfect, which I don't know if you know Dude Perfect. They are the #1 YouTubers, have the most subscribers. He was on, had a segment on Dude Perfect's YouTube channel.
Oh my goodness.
So he's all over, and this, I think we are his 27th Magic Gives Back show.
Well, that's fantastic.
So it's going to be a great day, and if we sell out, there's a chance that we could add a second show that evening. So
nice.
very exciting. Yes.
Well, and I have to give kudos to you because, fundraising is a big part of what the PTA does, and we're trying always to attract an activity that is fun for parents, and it can't always just be about selling wrapping paper, right?
Right.
So, and in this activity, the parents and the students have someplace to go on a Sunday afternoon, and it sounds like this is going to be quite a show.
It is going to be a great show. It is going to be great. And he offers a lot of incentives. Kids sell 8 tickets. They can come back and have a pizza party on the stage before the show.
Wow.
The top seller is going to win a limo ride and some cash. So it really is it is about giving back, but it's also rewarding the kids that are doing the work as well.
Nice.
Yes.
So if I'm sitting at home watching the show and I want to buy a ticket or two or more, where do I go?
MagicGivesBack.com.
Okay.
And you go right on there and you can select the Twinsburg show. And if you are buying, maybe you know somebody in the district or it's your child, make sure you put your child's name and their school in there so they get the credit
Nice.
for it. So yes.
Well, I hope you saw the first show and maybe
I
a second
know.
show. And
Hey, who knows? It could happen.
right, and the dollars from that really go back to supporting some great activities at each of our buildings.
Absolutely.
Can you talk to our viewers a little bit about some of the things that PTA is doing or have done this year that really support our kids?
Sure, I would love to. Well, I do know that at Wilcox, they've had their class parties this year, and they're also having their Wilcox Reads Week coming up in February.
Oh, that's always fun.
Along with the Family Literacy Night. Kindergarten and first grade bingo in March and April. Bissell, had their readathon in the fall, and they raised over $11,000 from the readathon. So, as promised, Mrs. Johnson will be planning a tigerific dance on the rooftop.
And she always comes through with it. That's
yes.
right.
COSI on Wheels came to Bissell as well for a 2-day event. Had 54 parent volunteers that helped. So that was a great.
Wow.
That takes a lot of volunteers to put that on.
And the coordination of that, too.
Yes.
That's all done by our PTA parents.
Yes, COSI literally delivers everything and you get to do all the rest.
Goodness.
Yes, exactly. In the spring, they're also doing a Spirit Week where they're having high school sports role models come to Bissell and aid the teachers in the classroom, and then they're ending it with a pep rally before a basketball game.
Fun.
So that is fun. Dodge, their Math Mania fundraiser, it was the first year they did that. They raised over $9,000. So they're looking forward to next year, maybe revamping a few things, working with staff.
$9,000 for the first year. That's amazing.
That's amazing. So
Yes.
that means they didn't sell any product.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Amazing.
Father-daughter dance, which was the fall ball, was attended by 634 fathers and daughters, so that's the new record. So they're working on the mother-son event for this spring, so more details to come for that. And the PTA-sponsored parties are back at Dodge. So they've had a fall party, and they're looking forward to their next one in the spring. So I know that was a big initiative.
I'm so glad to see that because the kids at Dodge are still elementary school
They are.
children, and the parents want to come out and do something fun and relaxing.
Exactly.
That's great.
Yes, so they're excited for that. RBC had a Winter Wonder Fest where they actually raised $1,800. That was a dance. They had 300 kids attend, and that's where they raffled off half-price DC trips and tickets to Cedar Point. So that was a great fundraiser for them. And the high school did the Pop Socket fundraiser, so we don't have the results yet, but they, hopefully everybody in the district has those for their phone.
So for those of us who weren't sure, those are the sockets you put on the back of your cell phones.
so you
that
can prop your phone up.
There you go.
Yes. Yep.
I learned something new here through the PTA, I have to say.
You learn something new every day.
That's right.
Yeah, so lots of other ways to volunteer. I mean, there's plenty of ways. Book fairs, there's holiday shop. Every school has events going on every single week that need volunteers and help for. Box tops is a big one. Please don't throw out any box tops. If you need a place to take them to any welcome center at any school. 10 cents per box top.
Is that what the rate is?
Yep, comes right back to the school. So they submit, I think most schools submit twice a year, but you can drop them off at any time during the year or at the library.
So if I send in box tops, what will the schools actually buy with them, with the money that you get for those?
They actually receive a check back.
Okay.
So they can use it for whatever.
Instructional supplies or
Absolutely.
playground equipment, anything for the children.
Yep.
Great. So if we have a senior citizen viewer who has a baggie of box tops that they've been saving for a
Absolutely.
long time, drop them off at any one of our 5 schools.
Or my house, I'll take them.
Or the board office.
I love doing box tops. I do. I miss doing them. I do like doing them.
Oh, that's
Yes.
great, though.
Yes, definitely.
There are just so many ways that the PTA supports what happens every day with our students. And we recognize we have a great staff, and great administrators to support kids, but it takes the parents and the family members that come out and help too.
Definitely. And there's something going on all the time. And even if they don't have a lot of time to volunteer, that's okay. There are still plenty of things. You could come help out in the evening for our district fundraiser pickup March 14th. There are things that are not all during the day. Box Top certainly is in the evening, but plenty of opportunities to get involved and do things. Help decorate for a dance, help out at book fairs and holiday shop. There are plenty of ways to volunteer.
And so I could find out more information on the PTA website then?
Definitely. The Twinsburg City Schools website, and then click Support Organizations PTA, and then all of the schools' PTA's websites are listed right on the right-hand side.
Okay. Yeah. And what one last message do you want to give to our families about our PTA?
Ooh, well, I would say that volunteering makes an impact. I definitely would. As you can see, there are a lot of great things that our PTAs are doing for our kids. Plenty of ways to support our schools. Become a room parent. Just get yourself out there. It makes a difference for the kids, and your kids see that you have an interest in their education.
Right, and our volunteers are great role models for our students.
I agree.
Who will soon be the adults that will be helping out.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm so glad that you stopped by for a visit today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for highlighting all the wonderful ways that our parents and family members are involved through our PTAs.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, when we are at the end of February, it's hard to believe spring is just around the corner. It is African American History Month, and so if you're interested in coming out to one of our wonderful programs, please check the district website for the latest times and locations. Thank you for your continued support of the Twinsburg City School District. Have a great day, everyone.